Um, the first one, the point of it was to what? Like to come to a truce? Was I understanding that correctly?
Oh, okay. No, I was just asking because so many sassies, especially the fucking crazy one. So I was like, but I think Ashton's sleeping, to be honest. I think she fell asleep in here. Weren't we seeing Trucker? Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
I didn't understand the point of the 2 hour conversation because they were
Oh,
talking about a truce and a white flag and all this stuff when nobody was gonna adhere to it. Like it was just a 2 hour argue fest. And nobody should play anybody's mental health shit. And I don't agree with that ever. Like, I mean, no, it's not okay. And I don't have to like everybody. It'd be the same way if I didn't like the person they were talking to.
mm,
It's not okay.
yeah, that's true. There's so many Gigi's on this app too, so I get it.
And Savage for the win, per usual.
What did I say?
They had that video first.
What did I say?
Savage
They
for
got
the
the
win.
video on what, like the 27th?
Savage for the win. I don't know when the point of the matter is it happened exactly how I said it did.
Yep.
You gotta pay attention. My problem is people think I'm too extra and I'm this and that and I think I know everything. But the point is I'm very, very observant and I listen and pay attention to things that everybody over misses. They contradicted themselves so many times by playing those calls back to back. If you listen to how Katie was talking to them and what their responses were compared to what the responses were in the previous call, you can tell the difference on who did what first.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Because if you are that adamant in a group full of people on throwing the white flag, and then you have a one-on-one call without a group of people or everyone's quiet and you're speaking directly to Katie and she is telling you to be on the right side, blah, 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 you would have right then and there made a deal with the devil right then and there, and you would have sacrificed one for one. Come on, common sense is common sense. Don't be a dummy.
Yeah,
Don't be a dummy.
You're sacrificing whoever gave you the video, for sure, 100%.
And what kind of flex is it to run around with a video like that, Brittany? Like what kind of flex is that? Because you're like everybody's screaming.
But
I watched
nobody
the
knows
live.
why.
Katie wasn't in the comments. A lot of us watched it and sat silently because it was traumatizing. It was traumatizing.
But so is you can't, like, nobody, that's a different subject from behind the scenes, right? And I get that, and I say that is wrong. I didn't watch it. I was shared the link as many people.
No, I watched it live. It popped up on my
You can't
FYP.
tell a mother. You cannot tell a mother how to defend her own fucking kids. If somebody's going around talking about my daughter unaliving herself, you cannot do that.
No, I agree with that. But it's like, why did Monster's mental health thing get brought in when it was supposed to be about May?
Because I just explained that because I
might have missed it. My bad.
From the backup, it is how it happened is that they were beefing back and forth already. Mamie was already involved because they were talking about Maymay's kid in the box, Grow was. And then Maymay feels that was allowed, right? They were bickering back and forth. Brittany got involved in there. Then somebody mentioned her kid or something in that live or whatever. So she went and she sent the fucking link to Sydney and them. They had that link. During their fight with Maymay and them, when they felt Sassy and Monster and all them were coming back, they threatened them with that 5150 video. And then in return, they threatened to play the 911 call of Just Savage's daughter. That is how that event, they didn't just come out and say, oh, you want to play over bickering over a live and little bickering like that? No, it's because Brittany shared that link to them and they were holding on to that link. And when they got that link, they used it as a weapon.
That seems fair to me. What are they crying about?
They didn't realize that the backlash from using that 5150 video was going to get that serious. They didn't think that they thought they were tough enough and thought they were one up on somebody. And what had happened was that other trashy group came back with a higher disrespect. And now they're angry. Nobody can tell me different.
No,
You watch
that's what
from
I'm
the outside.
saying. They top the disrespect. You want to play that? We'll play this.
Exactly how that happened. And if you pay attention to that call, like I screen recorded that whole call. If you listen to how she's talking to Katie and listen to how she's talking in the other call and put the Seagrams, if you would have watched that live just now and listened to it,
I was listening, but I was doing stuff. You know, I'm always
yeah,
listening.
you would have been. Trust me, you would have been on the same page with me, and would have
No,
cracked the
I
case.
was, but I'm just saying, like, it doesn't make sense to me. They were hosting a live to go at May May, so you're gonna bring up the 5150, like they did themselves no favor. Nothing nothing by playing any of that.
They call me Miss Know It All, Miss Know It All, Miss Respecting. I'm not dumb.
It's called observing. If people would shut the fuck up and pay attention.
Good evening, Seagrams. How you doing today?
And it's karma. That's what happens with karma. Let me explain to you guys about karma.
James?
I pay attention to things that nobody. That 5150, she kept saying, pay attention so you can see what a call is. No, that was you being petty and letting people know here that because that conversation had nothing to do with calling out May May for a 911 call threatened. You played that to be petty. You broke your deal. You broke your deal.